press.
Is it pressed though? Last time we pressed it, it wasn't working.
It was doing one thing wrong.
I'm just loading.
Yes, I just.
Last time we pressed it, it wasn't working. Oh, I hear myself.
Yep. Gotta love that delay.
It sounds like we are off to a flying start. So,
What the fuck is up, everybody?
Last time, you guys were making your way through the forest of on the island of where Memes reaches, coming across various traps. I'm managing to avoid them perfectly fine, except for the one where Alexandrite decided to set off themselves for whatever reason. Just blame it on crazy paladins.
The most random thing he ever did do.
Wait, what did I do?
You
set off a trap for like no reason.
Oh yeah, because everyone was always futzing around with that trap, and like I was like,
Yeah, we could have walked around it.
You could have literally walked around.
But it's okay. We'll get them next time.
You then came across a pair of owlbears, which I think you dispatched mostly fine.
Yeah, we stuck with the strategy of buff the paladin, which has been working well so far. He drew the attacks, and we managed to confuse one into attacking its own teammate. That pulled the grapple off the paladin, and then we were able to quickly dispatch them after.
Yes. So far you've been doing well, and then last time we left it, you continued onwards after seeing some smoke just above the tree, and which brought you to, hopefully this loads up, to just here into this clearing where there's a cottage. And smoke coming out of the chimney, not the cottages on fire.
And we have some lovely potted plants over there, just to the north.
Whoever lives here clearly likes to be hidden in a incredibly dangerous place filled with who knows what.
All right. As you guys sort of approach into this area, the cottage door swings open.
I'll be right back.
okay.
Okay.
Oh well, he'll miss the dramatic entrance.
No.
The cottage door will swing open, and out. Oh, gotta switch the layers. Wrong layer. Out will come a sort of a shadowy figure. It seems to be floating along, and will step or float along into the clearing to in front of you.
Is this creature acting aggressively in any way, or just?
No, not as far as you can tell. In aggression, they seem to sort of come out and definitely are eyeing each of you up. Is the best way to give their stance at the moment. Sort of, you get the sense that they are having a good look at each.
Well, I'm going to have a good look at them too, and I am going to look with my detect evil.
You detect no evil.
All right. Well, they're not evil.
Are they floating across the ground? Is this a ghost pony, perchance?
It looks like they have legs. It's very sort of shadowy. They're not see-through, but they do give that sort of almost transparent feel to it. You can't really see through them, if you get what I'm saying.
Nightshine, would you?
I'm back.
Welcome back. Nightshine, would you knowledge arcana this pony and see if he's got some kind of spell like blur cast on himself?
Detect magic.
That'll work too.
I detect magic.
As you begin to go to cast a spell, the creature speaks. No spells will be needed here. Why have you come?
Quite a couple reasons. Alexandra, would you like to explain those reasons?
We are looking for an artifact called the Heart of the Everglow. There are evil ponies who seek it. We wish to prevent them from getting their hands on it.
You've come this way for the heart of Everglow.
Yes.
And what makes you think it's here?
Well, we have
Well,
a
I
map
mean,
that says it led us to this area.
Well, we had a couple options, and we just decided this was the best one out of the lot.
Where did you find this map?
In the tomb of
Lightning just grabs Alexandrite. Mm.
I think the moment for keeping secrets has long passed. The tomb of
the tomb of the Queen Iliana.
Yes, tomb of
There was
Queen
an-
Iliana.
the stone will have no use to you. It will only cause death.
So you know where it is.
It belongs far away from anybody, so it can cause no more harm.
All the more reason to destroy it, as I've been saying.
Destroy it?
It cannot be destroyed. Or at
But
least
you know where it is.
no normal weapons can destroy it anyway. I do.
Alright, we're looking for it so we can stop some evil demon guy who used to be a pony, but now isn't a pony and is creating some corruptive altar in the desert that's turning all the sand black into getting his hands on it so he can become what I'm guessing is immortal and using it to kill a bunch of people.
Something like that.
I believe they seek to destroy everyone who's not on their side.
Pretty much, yeah. We had the chance to join him and a chance for saving a loved one. No.
All the more reason to keep it out of the spotlight.
Agreed. But the spotlight is already cast upon it.
And
They already. Did they already know where it is?
I think it's here in the forest.
I see. I guessed as much, seeming that you have arrived here seeking such a thing. If you've drawn a conclusion of that, then obviously they must have as well.
Hang on, what is your name?
I'm the guardian of this forest.
You're the Guardian.
I am.
Are you the thing that's been watching us?
No. That is a dear friend of mine.
Well, your friend led us on a bit of a wild goose chase and has been doing minor illusions to try to frighten us. Not very impressive stuff, if you ask me.
I don't think they've been trying to frighten us all.
Creating scary eyes off in the distance, speaking to us and drawing us away from the party. Just very minor, inconvenient things. Thankfully, he hasn't been an open threat.
The eyes don't seem. That's most likely the forest itself. But they would be hostile if you were openly hostile.
Well, they
I
weren't
mean,
just.
I just wanted to say hi.
Also, just so we're being honest with you, do you happen to own 2 owlbears by the name of Rocky and Bull? I mean, Rocky and Ebony?
They would help. They would help protect this area. Yes.
Well, unfortunately, they won't be of any more help. And Milk Thistle pulls out the dog tags.
In all fairness, they did attack first.
They didn't, but
Shut up!
Well, they were supposed to help deter people coming any further, just like the traps were meant to deter individuals coming too far in.
And I'm guessing that was you.
It was.
We noticed your traps were getting much more elaborate.
Well,
What about the demon we encountered? Was that your work as
I do not deal with these. They are natural to this area. They provide a natural defense for those trying to enter this area.
Why
Well,
is
this-
this place crowded with demons?
I do not know. It is a unique aspect of this particular island. Most likely why many chaos hunters have been born here. I believe it is just its natural state. Perhaps the elemental planes are more closely tied to the
Well, that may be, but there was something unnatural about this demon. It seemed to cling to the land a lot longer and did not disperse as quickly.
That sounds quite normal with this area. Anyway,
Well,
to
demons
dispel
are
them
not.
fast-
Go ahead.
It goes, the only way to dispel them faster would be to utilize more holy of magic.
Well, demons are not of this planar realm. They're not from the material plane. How could they have been brought here naturally? Someone had to have summoned them.
This island, whatever ties, I have not looked into. What I can say they are natural to the place.
It might be a magical artifact that sometimes draws them in. You know, like a...
It wouldn't be the stone, no, as they were here long before that was brought here.
Is there a portal that has remained open for them to?
It is possible.
How long have you lived
But
here?
I have protected this area for some time now.
How much time exactly?
The details of length are not too important.
Tell me, do you know Steel Prism?
That is a name that is no longer important to this this time.
But
He
you
was-
know him.
But he was an individual that lived.
You're not being very forthcoming with information.
Well, he doesn't really have a reason to.
Well, listen, Guardian of the Forest, since you've failed to give us a name to call you by, we are looking for the stone. We intend to find it before a more notorious party does. So we don't intend to trespass, but if you're not going to be of any help to us, we're going to continue our search with or without you.
Hang on, Milk. He does know where it is. If we can give him a good enough reason to show us, then We just have to give him a good deal, essentially. We have to, like, promise to protect it till the end of days or whatever. Or bring it back when we're done.
I do not think this is a safe place for it anymore. If the barrier is here between the astral plane and... not the astral plane, where do demons come from again?
Hell.
It depends on
hell-
the plane of existence. There is the Abyssal, the Inferno, and a number of others.
I'll just go with hell.
Hell is the infernal realm where like Lucifer lives. That's where the devils come from.
Yeah.
If the,
There's be devils. You've probably been dealing with demons more than devils.
Yes, Milk Thistle definitely has.
if the planes here are weaker than normal, then the fact that we're trying to stop a demon might allow it to burst through here and get the stone that needs.
Perhaps there's a deal we can come to.
A deal.
For the
What deal?
stone. I mean, it's clear that whoever wants this, the person that wants this stone is going to keep coming until they get what they want, harder and harder. It'll have to be moved to keep it safe, right?
Potentially.
We're probably going to be traveling all over the place to try and stop him, and well, we're probably going to be dealing with him anyway. We'll be more prepared. Yes, you probably have the assistance of the forest itself, the traps, and the demons that inhabit it, but eventually they're going to be overwhelmed from the looks of it.
If we could
Or
find you, so could
even
they.
bought out.
And how do you plan to get over the aspect of it will kill you if you touch?
Well, we wear gloves. I'm assuming that's not it, but hey.
And I have a bag of holding. We could simply drop it inside of there and consciously keep my mind away from it.
Actually, it doesn't kill us. It doesn't kill us immediately from what I've read.
No, but I applaud your thinking on the bag of holding. That was tried. Whoever then holds or keeps possession of the bag seems to be affected, even though it's inside an alternative plane. The stone itself is powerful magic.
Well,
That's
what I've read of
nice.
Steel Prism, he seemed to be unaffected by the stone, and yet when people touched the stone, he gained the life essence from the look of it. So, what if someone were to connect to the stone the way Steel did?
And how do you plan to connect to it?
Well, I'm guessing it's not just as simple as just channeling to it.
Much is unknown about this stone.
You seem to know more about it than us. Perhaps you could tell us what you know about it.
Maybe there's something to do with the Ruminant?
It is potentially everything to do with them. It is an item of their making,
Oh.
or that it is what it is believed to be. Perhaps it even predates them.
That explains why our demon friend is currently set up in the desert. Because from the book, it seemed a lot of that technology is there. Perhaps he was hoping to find the stone there.
The stone did originate from, or was found in the desert. that was where one of their many dig sites were found, or many of their ruins were found.
Perhaps there are still remnants somewhere in the desert. If we could take the stone to them, they might have something to destroy it.
Whatever happened to the ruminant, it is not known, but they no longer exist.
Perhaps our demon is a ruminant for all we know.
That would explain
Perhaps.
the symbology.
Hmm. Hmm. Perhaps the elements of destiny also have something to do with it.
The elements?
Hmm.
Unlikely. They are of pony origin. I believe from the last story of those were when Lunant herself was still walking among us.
Could we use the element to destroy the stone?
I doubt that.
Unlikely. They are not of that nature of power. As far as I can tell, the stone itself is of at least something the equivalent of an artifact.
So we'd need something of equal power to destroy. Or a wish scroll.
Even wish scrolls wouldn't achieve. They will help you or aid you into destroying it by getting you to your location where you need to do it, but unlikely to actually destroy it yourself.
Makes sense.
Well, if the stone is to be destroyed, why not just throw it into a volcano or wish it into the center of...
We could also use it to defeat him. Instead of just destroying it.
We wouldn't know how to use it.
Then
It's too risky to attempt.
Well, I mean, I could...
If something goes wrong, you could die.
May we see the stone?
There is a long pause. Clearly, he's the sort of shadowy figure is thinking carefully.
During this quiet moment, Milk Thistle is gonna look around to see if his friend who was following us from before is anywhere in the area.
Okay.
Looking for him between the trees, up at the top of the trees behind us.
So what did you roll?
23.
You get some pluses. Traps, secret doors, determine whether... So no, that wouldn't help you with finding things. You have a look around. You're not noticing anything else in the woodland around you, at least as far as your eyesight can tell. The door in the cottage is still open as you look around, and inside the cottage, for as much as you can tell, it looks like what you would expect a house to look like.
Okay.
And also over here, which is covered in flowers, it looks like a marble. I can never say this word, but it's a marble no, I can't say it.
Sarcophagus?
Yeah, that's the word.
Oh.
That's a fancy box over there. Very ornate flower arrangement too. Do you tend to garden?
The flowers do look more like they're in they've been picked and placed on there.
I still ask the question.
The forest is a garden in itself.
True, but it's mostly trees. We don't see that manner of colors anywhere else.
Oh, do you take the tributes from the tribute offering place then?
If you mean what the Mayor's Reach provides, I do.
Yeah, the village to the south was very adamant about leaving gifts for you for safe travels.
I would be careful of the mask I left there then. I wouldn't put it on.
Well, with you interrupting, I doubt I'll be visiting there anytime soon.
Ah.
Might I take a look at the flowers? And Milk Thistle begins walking in that direction.
He watches you carefully.
Disintegration beam.
And Milk is going to stop 10 feet away from it, and he's going to check for any kind of traps.
Okay.
So do 24.
You don't see any sort of traps, but you can see carvings along, basically in the marble itself. Now you're a lot closer. The marble carvings are almost seem to be depicting ponies from all the different tribes. There's clear influence from the Sun Queen carved into it as well, and it's definitely got nicely painted golden paint, as well as you can notice a silver paint in amongst the artwork as well on the actual carving.
All right. I'm going to use my background skill of stonemasonry, and I'm going to see if I can determine how long ago this was cut and what kind of tools were used. Derp.
You all you better tell is would have been crafted by a very highly skilled craftsman. How long ago you wouldn't be able to tell. It definitely shows there's some signs that it's been in the forest, but your guess is somebody's kept it clean.
This is very ornately done. Everyone, come take a look at this.
I believe there's a more pressing matter.
Nightshine, especially you. I think you would be interested in this.
If you wish to pay your respects, you can, but I'll be watching.
Is this the queen?
It is.
Wait, what?
It is Queen Iliana's tomb. The actual tomb.
That's her. Is her body in there? She looks at the Guardian.
If you're planning to check, I would advise against it.
Oh,
So
don't
that's
worry,
a
last
yeah.
time we did a golem attack.
And I
Now
saved us all. Remember that.
Open
dear.
it.
No, I didn't. Alexandra did.
You told me to.
What are you talking about?
Are you joining with the rest of the group, Lightning? Or are you
Yeah,
standing?
sorry, I just had to refresh real quick.
Oh, okay. I'll move
Alexander is actually going to put his sword into the ground and start giving little prayers to the Sun Queen.
He says, "I'll return momentarily," and he goes into the house and does close the door.
Very
There's no
trusting of his
reason-
guests, isn't he?
There's no reason to make him distrust us, so let's not screw this up.
Nightshine, looking at the carvings, can you tell if these are telling of a story of some sort?
I can roll something.
Knowledge history will help because you're trying to work out if it's a story. You get an idea of what type of story it will.
I'll roll as well.
Looking at it, Nightshine, you're quite sure it's not really telling a story. It seems to have more iconography to the deities as well as iconography to do with the empire itself. You are quite certain that's obviously somebody of... Did we lose somebody?
Yeah, Ember stepped out briefly.
Okay.
Welcome back.
You better tell it's iconography of somebody of a very high stature and what have you. Knowledge Noble will help you work out what some of the more particular symbols might be, which are not religious.
I'm actually better at that than history.
The only one you really are... Oh, hold on.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Good one.
Obviously, Nightshine studied his noble badges. You can tell that there is a very clear symbol to do with the Queen herself. You are noticing a number of sort of symbols that have connection to the empire, and there is also a very old one as well that you've only seen in regards to do with pre-empire pre-empire symbols. I'm trying to find it. You would be aware that it belonged to a old unicorn. What was it? A unicorn family line known as Talos or Talos.
How do you spell that? Tallhos?
Like I said, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, so I think it's Talos.
Taralos. Taralos the Mighty. All right. Nightshine, would you kindly detect magic on the sarcophagus?
Would that be disrespectful? I asked Alex.
Certainly no more disrespectful than observing it.
I mean, that's technically the same as checking it, which I'm pretty sure he said not to do.
I wanna detect magic.
You are not detecting any magic.
Detecting any magic.
No magic at all. How unusual. And there don't seem to be any traps around it.
Probably out of respect.
1 second, Nightshine, you might actually know... I'm just going to double check how detect magic works. You might...
Unless the stone is like a full foot thick, he should be able to detect what's just on the other side of it. If anything.
Okay, no, you would only know that there's an absence of magical auras. That's all you would know. Hang on, I was just double checking.
I have the spell if you want.
Yeah, I'm just reading it anyway. Okay, so you would know you actually have to concentrate on on it a little bit more to try and penetrate through the actual marble itself.
Thanks. I do that.
He's just giving it the
Um,
side eye.
You do that, and all you can tell is there is something. You get so deep, and then there's something blocking you getting any further.
So is there a magical aura?
No, there's something blocking it.
Hmm.
You know, I really think it's actually quite disrespectful to use detect magic on a dead body.
I
Um,
disagree.
You guys hear the door behind of the cottage open once again.
Nightshine will kick. Lightning will kick Nightshine in the hoof to break his concentration.
As our host is approaching, Milk Thistle will walk up to the sarcophagus. He's going to create, and he's going to water all of the plants that are potted next to the sarcophagus and all the way across the top, so water runs down. And he's just going to do that for about a round or two until he's completely done.
You know, I think you're being a bit too respectful.
Well, we have found the queen, and she is clearly in a place of honor that is protected by our host. Simply a means of paying respects.
Speaking of, welcome back, Guardian.
Hello.
He gives you a nod as you greet him again.
So, did
I
you
am- I am curious, Garden. With all the traps you have set up in this area leading up to this exact point, the beasts you have protecting this area, why on earth would there not be a single trap or magical aura around the sarcophagus if it's to be protected? You certainly care for it. One might suspect that this is merely not a disguise, a diversion.
Why so curious?
Because you might be testing us to see if we'd actually dig up the sarcophagus. As a
You
way
left-
of testing how trustworthy we are, perhaps?
Yes, you did leave quite deliberately and completely unprotected from what we can see. If it was a test, it was a very obvious one.
It was not a test. You have quite clearly come for something else, not the Queen. And your reaction seemed to be genuine when it was pointed out to you it was Queen.
Well, I was under the assumption that if we found the queen, we'd find the heart of the Everglow.
Our clues did indicate that the queen would be in a graveyard of some.
Well, the sarcophagus is a grave. And a graveyard doesn't have to have more than one grave. Unless there is more graves around here that we're just not seeing.
I can assure you there are no other dead bodies beneath your feet.
Well, that's nice.
I have not yet had to kill anyone who's travelled this far in.
They just died on their own, I assume.
No one has attempted.
Oh, well, that's reassuring.
Milk Thistle's gonna sense motive on that. Is he telling the truth?
He seems to be quite genuine in regards to it.
Okay. Well, we are still looking for the heart of the Everglow. And it would make sense that if we found the queen, then the heart could. It's just very unusual that if this is really the resting place of the queen, that it would be left unprotected like this.
It's probably because it's his home and he's perfectly capable of defending it himself.
I am its final line of defense.
I mean, would you trap your own home? You might accidentally walk into one of them.
Not if I knew where the traps were.
Or a squirrel could set off the trap and
That too.
blow up the tomb.
Fair enough.
Stone leaving the forest?
What?
Sorry?
Is the stone on the forest?
Is the stone what, the forest?
Inside the forest.
Is the heart of the Everglow in the forest?
Again, I'm not going to answer any direct questions in regards to it. You have arrived, you have been pleasant, but I have had individuals in the past that have done such things.
Is there
Then-
some kind of test we can take to make sure you can trust us?
Yeah, or, just tell us how we can prove it to you. That we are here to protect this heart.
He sort of thinks, well, clearly it looks like they're thinking, trying to work out what they might be able to give you. You won't be able to leave with it, that I'm certain.
Hmm?
But if you find means or a way of discovering more about it and come back with a way of destroying it, removing it, or more about how it functions, then I may consider it.
Removing it.
Well, I can tell how it functions. Whoever's connected to the stone are effectively immortal as long as someone else is touching the stone itself. As it takes away people's life force and gives it to whoever it is, which is likely how this deal survived.
And you found the stone in the desert, correct?
It was found there, yes. Inside a well-guarded puzzle is the best way to describe it.
A puzzle.
Do we have a map of the place?
I do have a map of the place. We have the map of all the markers, remember?
Yeah, can we bring that out and I'm just a little
Well-
worried that the place we're looking for is the place with the black sand.
It's quite obvious we're going to have to go to the desert at one point.
Mm-hmm.
We might need to go there just to find our, what is it? And she looks in her journal. A flux planar recoil suspension drive.
What?
Yes, what on earth is
We
that?
need it to fix an airship.
An airship?
Yes, one just hovering just outside the island's coast. Well, not hovering, floating on the water. Where our incredibly capable captain is.
What did you
And I
mean by
suppose-
removing the stone?
Well, no one can touch it, or else they'll lose their life.
Not immediately. It would be possible to hold it for
Well, that person will have
some amount of time.
would be on borrowed time.
Unless you could connect to it yourself, then you could hold it all you want.
But
removing it does seem like a viable option. What if we
Can't
were
put
to
in a bag of
gain?
holding.
Well, he already said that a bag of holding doesn't work because it's
That's
so
yeah.
powerful that it would affect the person wearing the bag.
And I doubt it would just be as simple as casting Mage Hand for the rest of your life.
What if we were to gain access to a godly realm and leave the stone with them?
What's to say the god won't use it for their own desires?
Well, they're a god. Certainly, they're powerful enough to control it themselves, and they can make any kind of manifestations on their own power alone. The stone would be nothing more than a trinket, a paperweight to them.
Leaving just lying around in other people's hands. You're just asking for potential other things to happen.
Exactly.
The gods are immortal. If we leave it with them, they would have little to no use of it.
I doubt it's just an immortality thing. The thing is clearly important enough for our immortal demon friend to try and get it, so it has some sort of other power that we don't know about.
Yes, because he is a lowly demon. He does not view himself powerful enough. The gods are
I
above all
don't
that.
think he views himself as lowly if he has his own cult.
He has delusions of grandeur. He knows he's not powerful enough to rival the gods. He probably wants this stone to challenge them. If we give the stone to the gods, specifically the Nightmare, she would have no need of it, and she could protect it.
Ah, you want to give it to your own god, I see.
Certainly. I mean, do you believe the Sun Queen would be able to handle something as rotten as the stone?
Would the Nightmare?
Absolutely.
I think this is a bad line of thought here.
Yes, even I can tell. Like, in that line of thinking, I would want to give it to Kara so she'd forgive me.
No.
No, Nightshine, you're correct. I'm not.
I
Well,
would
here's
point
my-
out
Go ahead.
this would be a mortal problem, and they're unlikely to involve themselves in at least that directly. They may give you answers if you are able to communicate with them more directly, but they're unlikely to solve your problem for you.
Gods
That's
tend
not
not
how
to
they
interfere in mortal affairs.
And if my knowledge of the Nightmare, she would expect you to prove yourself in regards to taming the magic yourself, not rely on her to do it for you.
You're partially
all
correct.
gods are lazy, Milk. You have to realize that before you.
Kindly watch your tone, please. You're partially correct in assuming the Nightmare would expect me to solve my problems on my own. She helps those who help themselves. However, I'm not asking her to assist me with this. I am giving it to her because she is the most suitable at controlling it. We simply need to remove the stone from this realm. If it cannot be controlled by mortals and it cannot be destroyed by mortals, then it needs to be removed from the material plane.
Well, it's not that it can't be destroyed by mortals, it's just that we don't have the correct means to destroy it at the moment.
Or know what the means would be.
If we discover the means and they're within our grasp, then we absolutely should take advantage.
Look,
But if
technically, the
not-
most suitable person to dealing with stone, if it's as evil as you say it is, would probably be Lucifer himself or something like that.
But the stone itself would not be needed by a god. Or
So
even
why
a
would they
high-ranking
take it?
devil. They would take it because it would be controlled within their realm. They wouldn't need to
But-
use it, so they wouldn't be corrupted by it.
They're not going to take this stone if they have no need of it. We must seize the means of destruction. They're not going to bother dealing with it if we can't deal with it ourselves. They're just going to just chuck it somewhere else, maybe in the hands of our little friend in the desert.
If we were to give it to a chaotic god, certainly. That's why I suggest the Nightmare. She commands order, and she would
Well,
not
I'm
allow
sure.
something like this to throw things awry within her own realm.
Well, I'm sure the Sun Queen would be just the same way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's lawful, right, Alexandra?
Yes.
She's neutral good.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Sun Queen would also be able to handle it herself, right, Alexandra? And I'm sure Kara would be able to handle it just fine. She'd
No.
probably use it to create more freaking bugs.
You want this back? Come get it then.
She'd
There are
probably
certainly-
use it to, create an army of, me's.
And besides, I think going to another plane is a little beyond our grasp at the moment.
Well, dropping it into the ocean is probably a bad idea. All manner of monsters within the deep who would take it.
I mean, they'd probably die if they swallowed it.
If a demon's after it, it doesn't need to breathe.
That's also a thing.
If you want to do something, you need to understand it needs to be done. Or understanding the enemy and their motivations.
Wow.
So if you know why they want it, you understand why it's a drive for them.
Well, their drive is to be able to destroy this world so that he can remodel it in his image, I suppose.
We are going with guesses at this point. Perhaps it is correct that we should look at the ruminant ruins and see if we can find anything about it.
So we're heading back to the desert.
It seems that way.
Before that,
Hmm.
we know our enemies are coming here to try to get the stone. We could try to ambush them.
We could. Would you allow
enemies
us
had a
to...
head start on us, and they have not found the place.
Because we've made sure not to give them any of the damn books or the map. Which I'm pretty sure Nightshine almost did.
I gave one.
You gave one. What one?
I don't remember.
Of course you can't.
It was the first one we got, I believe.
It was the boring one. Oh wait, no, it was the important one.
Doom
My
Rider didn't
mistake.
have it on his body. Doom Rider didn't have it on his body when we killed him, so...
Perhaps we could simply invite him for a cup of tea. I'm sure if he sits down with us, he can talk like a rational person.
Who?
Out of character, what's the bad guy's name? Starts with an R. Demon guy wanting the stone.
We don't know.
We don't know his name.
Oh.
It was
Well,
never
no
told to
wonder-
us.
No wonder he's so angry. You've been rude and haven't even...
Oh, well, I'm sure he would have given us our name if he told it us while he was terrorizing us in our sleep in the desert.
Bad guys are all about exposition. They want you to know why they're doing things. They're contractually obligated to tell us their plans before they actually do it.
But this
No,
one
this
is
one
so
is-
evil, he doesn't.
I think you've been reading too many children's stories.
This one basically King Sombra, like when he first showed up.
Oh, a man of action. That means he has resolve.
Don't
It's good to
compliment
see
our
that we
enemy.
have It's good to see that we have a tenacious enemy. I'd hate to think.
I mean, we've killed one of his pawns, Doom Rider. That guy was an ass.
Well, if we don't know his name, we can't send him an invitation for tea. So I say we do that first.
Can we make it poison tea if we do?
I don't think you
Oh,
can poison a
poisonous.
demon.
I'm not. It's possible.
I could find someone to make poison for a demon.
Of course you
Fill it
can.
with holy water.
I mean, holy water probably would work.
Exactly. Just make a brewery and fill all your brew with holy water, and then give it to as many demons as possible.
I mean,
I think they would be able to detect that.
That's how we're going to defeat him. We're going to fill a brewery with holy water and then just dump it into the desert. We're going to make an ocean of holy water.
Make the desert great again.
Make the desert go.
oh dear.
Guardian.
I mean, there's also that massive army that's
If our
that's
enemies are
taken
not
over the king's.
here, and we are looking towards the desert. We should probably go that way then.
But
You know what
it's-
we should bring? That massive army that's camped outside our friend King's city. That's also taken over his city. I'm pretty sure they're racists, but I mean, who wants the world to be destroyed, you know?
Who does the army serve?
Humans.
Humans who treat us like pack
Horses.
animals.
They'd probably milk you for cheese.
If they attempt to milk me, they will not be getting cheese.
Oh God.
At least not the cheese that they want.
Oh God.
I'm not looking to make friends that
Get
way,
your sick
regardless.
fetishes out of here.
There are more ruminant ruins than that in the desert. They are
Oh.
scattered. There
Are
are
there,
Oh.
any here,
scattered
are there any here on the island?
Hang on. Lightning gets
That's
out the
fine.
Lightning get out the map with the markers and show it to the Guardian. Here, do you know if any of these places have the ruins in them? Wait, that
Oh,
are
no.
marked.
Oh no, the secret map. You're showing it to him.
Hey,
He's
he
looking-
clearly wants to protect the stone as much as we do.
I mean, the secret map pointed here, so the secret's out.
As you show him the map, he looks down at the map and then he looks up at you, and then back down to the map. I can give you general areas, but the map is too large scale to really help.
Yes, I know. It's quite annoying. We've had to deal with that issue for a while now.
That
Quick
and it's
question.
very tiny.
Quick question. What knowledge would it take to craft a better map?
The issue is
Geography?
it's the entire world map, and you're trying to work out a very small area within the world map where something that's the problem. It's
Yeah,
a good
exactly.
map. It's just that it's too large.
All right. Well, we
I
can
mean,
certainly.
we know the elements of destiny are in Dragon's Peak. So those are also something we probably want to get in order to defeat the evil man with the power of friendship and all that.
You don't seem the best of friends. I would recommend it.
What are you talking about? We're all besties, right, Nightshine?
What's your name again?
I just met you.
I'm going to stab you in your sleep.
What would be the nearest area for us to try?
From here,
Obviously.
there was one near Trotting Water, but I believe that was fully dug out. That's where an airship was found.
That's probably Captain Drunkard's ship.
I think that's actually
Master-
near where I live.
From what I recall, the airship was donated to the Luminance library in the.
really?
We can't go back there.
Yes, we can. There's probably a flux planar. Hang on. Hang on. A flux planar recoil suspension drive in that ship.
Liney, we own 20,000 gold to the church.
How do
Who
you?
says we're going to be paying for it?
I also believe there were ruins discovered in the mountain region around Clovenhaven.
Really? That would be my neck of the woods. I've never heard of it.
Like I said, it was something what the Empire was quite quiet. There was another one north of Vilja Town, but it would only recently been discovered and do not know much more of it. I believe there is one possibly to the swamp, but I do not know much more than that.
Which swamp is that?
I'm afraid I only know of a
Nightshine's.
found in a swamp. I do not know which one.
Oh
That's
no.
probably Nightshine's house.
Oh, great. We get to return Nightshine to his parents.
Perfect!
You can tell them about your marriage 17 times.
Yes, your 7 marriages
It was
to
beautiful.
the same woman, who is now, I guess, pregnant with a doppelganger. Oh, we have fun time.
My wife.
Yes, your wife.
My wife.
But all of these places are conveniently close to each of our homes, it seems.
There hasn't been one near your house yet. Actually, no, yeah, that's right. There is.
You just said there was one north of Villager Town that was recently discovered.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot you lived in Villager Town. I thought you were in where the other changelings are.
You know what would be very, very funny?
Lightning struck out on our own.
If the dungeon in Village Town, with those skeletons inside, was a Romanant's place.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be funny?
I highly doubt it.
Well, it was to
If
the
you-
north of there, which the ruins were in Villager Town.
If it was full of strange-looking magical equipment, then it possibly would have been.
No, it was full of peaceful skeleton ponies. Well, mostly peaceful. Some of them tried to kill us. They died.
What if there were skeleton Romanants?
I think they would have antlers.
I believe they were a deer-like creature.
What was the first area that you named where the possible airship parts are?
Trottingham. Well, they're in Villager Town in Luminescence Library. So, I believe with all of these spread out areas, I believe an airship would be in our best interest to have to cut down travel time.
Well, Tron Waters is along the river. We can travel there easily enough.
I'm inclined to agree with Lightning. Having an airship would be very useful for transporting her.
Yeah, getting that first does seem like a priority, Alexander. Like he said, that place has been fully dug out in Trottingham. I mean, we can still go there, but the longer we have to travel, the more chance that our enemies will find out where they have to go.
Well, yes, but we can't get to Villager Town like right away anyway. So I'm just saying
We can
go
get a
to-
ride on the boat. It'll take us as close as it can, and we know the general direction of Villager Town from Silver Dream. You don't want to go back to Silver Dream, do you? Do you want to lose your other ear?
No, but I would like to get my sword back.
We
We're
can get
not
you a new
going
sword.
back.
We'll get you a better sword. A sword fit for a hero.
Perhaps one that talks.
Yeah, one with, what is it? What did I put? Chaos? No.
Guardian, quick change of subject. The
Yes.
writing here, the drawings that are depicted on the sarcophagus, Nightshine determined that they were from an old unicorn family, the Tarlos. Who are they?
I believe that's that she has connections to them, or at least her bloodline does. I do not know much more than that.
Did you ever see her?
I did.
Would you like to see her again for clarity?
No.
Okay.
Do you know where her bloodline ended up?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you know where her bloodline ended up?
Oh.
Right there. That, I believe she's the last.
But she had ties to the family of Taurlos. Perhaps she still has living relatives.
I do. I believe she was the last of that family line.
She didn't have children.
No.
But was there any extended family? Nieces, nephews, cousins that would have carried it on? Married into other families.
That information has been lost to time, I'm afraid.
How unfortunate.
I believe bookkeeping from back then wasn't as thorough as it is now.
Wow.
Would the Luminous Library have information on genealogy past?
It likely would, but it was built long after the Queen was born. So it's unlikely that such a thing would be there.
Are you intending to rebuild a kingdom, Milk?
Certainly not. But it never hurts to have information. If she did have living family left, even if it's generations after, if they're tied to her in some way, that could be useful.
How so?
Well, a family's bloodline can carry through generations. If they happen to retain positions of power, even if no longer loyalty, if we capture the interest of one of them, we could use their get information we need, perhaps get parts to an airship we need.
I mean, I can just steal the flux planar recoils.
I'd rather not steal it if we don't have to. Perhaps we can work for.
There is
Steal
no
it.
way that I am telling them about an airship when they've already taken one themselves.
No, we don't have to tell them, Little Hut. We can just say we need this part for something.
You're kidding, right?
It does no good to steal from others and create more.
I honestly wouldn't care if the nobility there got all in a strophe about it.
Oh, you wouldn't care that the nobility with enormous in them.
I intend to overthrow that stupid nobility when I'm done with this.
Well, you'll have a difficult time of that if your dead body is worth more than your word.
Don't forget, you're already wanted in Silver Dreams.
I'm wanted in Silver Dream, but you forget I'm part of the Thieves Guild in Villager Town. I can easily clear my name with a bit of gold.
So long as you pay penance for it, that's all that matters.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get my comeuppance someday, Milk.
Milk goes back to the sarcophagus, and he's going to check the corners to see if there's any initials. Stonemason who crafted it.
You have a look. There's nothing that you are able to see as you walk around it.
Is there a symbol of a craftsman's guild? It would likely be in one of the corners that would
You do
either
find a
stamped.
symbol.
What do I find?
You do find a symbol.
Oh, what is the symbol?
It's not anything you are familiar with. It doesn't look like it's a pony symbol.
Might be dwarven.
Would you describe it to me?
I haven't got an actual image of it, but it would be a lot more dwarven, heavily influenced, the actual symbol itself.
So you say it's like a dwarven symbol?
Yeah, it's definitely got more of that heavy influence on it.
Interesting. First humans, now dwarves. Milk Thistle takes out a scrap piece of paper and a piece of charcoal and going to the symbol down on the paper.
Wait, are you saying a surprise that a dwarf had something to do with stonemasonry?
Just interesting that it would find its way here into a pony's.
I mean, is it?
The dwarves and ponies once had a very strong trade connection between each other, so they actually worked very closely. It was the dwarves who built the lightning ray.
I was not aware of that. I simply saw that the craftsmanship was expertly done, and I respected that. But it makes sense that a dwarf made this sarcophagus. Little clues to help us on our journey. And Milk Thistle takes the parchment and puts it back into his bag.
Well, if we ever find any dwarves, they might be able to lead us to that. The one who made the tomb.
You're unlikely to do so. They've sealed themselves in their cities once again.
I wonder why. I stare at the desert and the black sand and the bad omens.
They did
You
it.
can see far.
Yeah, they did it soon after the empire fell into the state it is now.
Yeah, I had a feeling that it wasn't just the Queen's death that had something to do with the Empire falling. Someone had to tell the public about her death.
Yes, someone had to.
Anyway.
What time of day is it right now?
Oh,
I believe it was evening when you said we got here.
yes, I believe the sun was low in the sky, so you still have light.
Just about.
Well, Guardian, we would like to discuss where our next destination would be. Would you kindly host for the...
Sorry, repeat that again.
I was asking the Guardian, would you kindly host us for the evening?
You won't make a mess. Well, might try and might, but just don't give him any alcohol.
Do you have alcohol?
God damn it.
God's
No.
bless Equestria. Your cottage looks very comfortable, and we'll be leaving it as soon as the sun is up.
That might complicate things.
Hmm?
You staying.
Why?
There are secrets here that I wish to remain that way.
Fair enough.
Well, we've already seen them, and we do intend to leave as soon as first light is appeared.
Alright then, how about we be blindfolded?
That won't do.
Might not do for you, but I'm perfectly content with being blinded.
So remember that.
If it means we can sleep in a comfy bed for once.
I don't
There's
think.
only one bed here.
Yeah. Why don't we just sleep outside?
Ah.
I assume this area is safe enough with both our guardian and his friend.
Fine. If we're allowed to sleep outside.
If it's a
You can
matter of
remain
payment,
outside.
we can certainly pay you some gold or do some chores about the place for you.
I do not require any payment.
Let's just leave this at this.
Then may we set up camp here?
I'll have somebody who will watch over you. He gives a sort of a loud whistle, and you start hearing something moving through the forest.
Is that your?
Something which is quite clear that they're no longer trying to be quiet, so they are making noise.
Is that your large horse friend?
It will be, yes.
I'm waiting for that token to come up, and I'm right about it being a unicorn, like an actual one.
Oh,
That's an alicorn.
Oh,
that's not a unicorn.
well, I was partly correct.
That's not a unicorn at all.
It speaks to you, and I am not a pet to be.
You
It will talk in Sylvan if it makes.
You are quite majestic.
It is nice to finally meet you face to face.
Yes, it was quite irritating trying to chase after you after I spotted you that one time.
What type of check would it be to know what this is, actually?
So knowledge planes.
I'll roll me some knowledge planes.
You would know that this is a half celestial unicorn.
Ah,
A half celestial what?
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
told you.
Not
Yes,
unicorn.
I know I spotted you at camp that one time. What were you doing?
Watching us, I assume.
I'm trying to get us to leave, it seemed.
Do not be
I'm
angry, my friend. They are there. They are helping me keep this area safe and discouraging those who need to be turned away.
I highly doubt the demons will be similar. Well, I bet they will be of a similar mindset to us.
Well, a celestial being will help deter them.
I doubt that at the very slightest, Alexandra.
We just lost Ember.
Did we? I'm still here. I just refreshed. It's okay.
Okay. Your icon disappeared at the bottom of the screen. I thought you left.
Well, Lightning,
No.
have you seen what my holy powers can do to demons?
Yes, you managed to beat the absolute ever-loving fuck out of that shadow.
Well, this being is...
After it almost killed me.
Yes. Well, I assume that a half-celestial unicorn can do more than I could.
And Nightshine ran away pissing his pants.
Just a smart one.
Braver than you, so fuck whatever that zebra says.
Mr. Guardian,
Yes.
did you meet Steel Prism?
Why you ask?
He's important.
I'm curious if he told you anything that could be of use to us.
What do you think will be of use?
He had the stone. He is able to touch the stone without getting affected by it.
How did the castle explode?
Huh?
In the Queen's realm, there was a big explosion, and we don't know how it happened.
Probably magical.
Yes, but there are very many types of magic.
Or a
Good magic.
dragon.
There
Dragons are
was
explosive.
some. When uncovering the ruminant ruins, a number of items were taken there for study. I assume one of those had explosive side effects. Likely when the place went to pieces.
I
After
see.
the Queen's death had been learnt, a number of the
Sorry.
a number of the students attempted to seize more power.
Wait,
There was fighting.
you were there.
I at least know of what happened.
How did
You
you
were
gain this
there,
knowledge?
weren't you?
Sorry, two people spoke there at once.
You were there, weren't you? How did you gain this knowledge?
I visited it.
How old are you exactly?
Old enough to know Steel Prism. I'm assuming before he resigned from the post.
I am certainly old enough to know much of what's happened.
Did you have any idea who this demon is then?
You have not described him enough for me to even be able to guess.
Lightning gives a description of what she knows, which is the mostly black, with the blank eyes that reminds her of a doppelganger.
Also the antlers.
And the antlers.
Antlers?
Yes, antlers.
Or at least it was his symbol that like had antlers. I think we have a picture of it.
No, I believe we did recall him having it. I swear he did.
There was a creature that had antlers that defended the stone upon its removal.
Oh.
It appeared demonic in nature, but that was vanquished.
Well, it seems to be back. Or at least something related to it.
Do you know what it is?
I couldn't say.
So no one ever took the time to study it. You didn't even find out a reason why it was defending the stone?
When things generally try and murder you, you tend to act accordingly.
How long ago did you encounter it?
50, maybe years ago.
And you were there when the stone was found, it seems.
How was this creature defeated?
Through blade and steel and combat, as well as
So-
a use of magic.
So you drove it back, but you didn't actually kill it.
It, as far as I'm aware, was vanquished.
Well,
It seemed to return to whatever device it came out of anyway.
like that shadow creature we destroyed, it returned to its device, but it didn't actually die.
Was it a phylactery?
The device seemed to be what the stone was housed in.
You know, the stone could be a phylactery.
What if we return the stone to that device?
That could work too.
The stone could have sealed the thing, and removing it might have released it upon
Why
the
would
will.
it defend it though, if it didn't want to be released?
Well, you assumed it defended it. Perhaps it was simply trying to kill the ones who released.
Well, if you want to make it back there, I wish you good luck. There is an extensive labyrinth of puzzles, traps, and many things in there which will kill you.
Well, we're clearly going to have to go there at some point. That's how these adventures go.
Well, go prepared if you do plan to go there.
Obviously, I wouldn't walk into a labyrinth full of death traps and puzzles with anyone who I think would be a complete idiot as she stares at Nightshine.
Sorry, it was you who activated the huge thing of evilness?
Actually, it was Duck that walked into the trap in the Queen's tomb.
But you are the one who summoned the big evil thing. We
Nightshine, the Guardian will ask
guys,
you
you're both
to give
idiots.
him a little bit of space, as you did purposely step up into his space.
The Guardian? Oh. He's just sort of walking up to him.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to take a close look
Hello?
at. Wait. Actually, that wouldn't make sense. Never mind.
But if you wanted to do something, you can. You just need to let me know what you're doing.
Okay, Discord was really quiet, or like silent for me for a little.
Oh.
Okay, Nightshine is walking up into the Guardian's face and like smelling his nostrils.
He's gonna punch him in the face, ain't you, Nightshine? You're gonna start a brawl.
Can I. What was your name before you were the guardian of the forest?
My old name is of no importance anymore.
Could we know it anyway?
Oh, we disagree. Knowledge of history is always helpful.
Can we please?
If it's not important, you
antagonize
wouldn't
the-
mind sure.
Can you please not antagonize the Guardian of the Forest?
All right, a different question then. How did you gain the responsibility of watching over the Queen's room?
How did Steel know you?
One question at a time. We'll ask that next.
It was a responsibility I accepted.
From whom?
Something that I accepted myself. I was not forced or antagonized by anyone to do it. This is a choice that I have made.
Were you serving the Queen at the time of her death?
I was.
In
Are
what
you Steel
capacity?
Prism?
Yes, that's what I was about to ask, but actually, Alexander.
I actually had that thought a while ago. I just didn't. say
Yeah, I
anything.
was like thinking that, like,
Sorry, what was the last question?
Are you Steel Prism? Or were you?
You said Steel Prisoners is now a port, and your name is also.
That is a question I do not wish to answer.
So it's a yes.
It's simply a no comment. But it is interesting how he answered that question.
Oh, come on, it's obvious.
Well, before you took on your role as the Guardian and watching over, how were you serving her while she was still alive?
Be it through duties that I would need to complete, or through quests or errands that I was sent on.
So you were a knight errant?
I was a knight of sort.
Were you the captain, not the guard? Or maybe the Queen's general?
Do you mind if we look at your computer and just go through your history?
Wait,
Yeah. What's your social security number?
mind if we look through your book of this game?
Do you mind looking on the back of your credit card and giving us the security number?
Your line of questioning is definitely. You can tell he's choosing his words carefully.
My name's gonna hold up Steel Prism's journal.
Actually, Alexander is wearing his armor, so
Oh, you're wearing Steel's armor?
yeah.
It fits?
Mhm.
It was magical.
Okay.
If I remember.
As she holds up the book, does she notice him like give a look or anything? May I roll perception?
You can roll sense motive.
Sense motive. All right, everyone rolls sense motive.
Yeah, that's
she
what
made-
you're going to want to utilize at this point in time.
Yeah, she made lifting up the book very obvious.
Well, this is probably more to do with the line of questioning and everything else going on.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I mean,
roll.
Lightning is completely convinced this guy is. Oh God, Alexander, right?
Yeah, it's the paladin connection.
You're wearing his armor. I know who you are.
I mean, you all are quite certain that the line of questioning you're going with, he is definitely answering your questions very cautiously, and you're quite sure that spirits or whatever they are aren't meant to sweat.
Oh my God.
Well, at least that's Alexandrite. You would have got that one.
Oh, so he's actually sweating? Like,
Yeah. Also, I would point out he's been using doors, closing doors.
He's not floating.
you're not a
So-
ghost, are you? Or you're not a spirit?
I am not.
Oh my God, he's Steel Prism. It all lines up perfectly. You have to be.
He lets out a sigh and basically goes, "It appears this ruse will no longer work then."
You would be the only one who would know where the stone is.
They will dismiss a spell upon them, and the disguise will go away. Now, hopefully, I can grab the. I probably should have hit the token first. There we go.
Hey, he's not wearing that armor.
GM Lane.
It's not Steel Prism at all.
Oh no, he's going to spend the next half hour describing an entire episode yelling at us.
It's actually David Silver.
Yeah, an YouTuber.
You are seeing a heavily scarred unicorn with one eye and only 3 legs.
Oh.
Well, that explains why he doesn't need the armor anymore.
Of
He
course,
won't
you're
be
the
wearing
only
armor.
one
He's
who would
wearing
know where the stone is.
He's wearing more like clergy sort of robes more than anything.
And from the looks of it, you were likely the only one who figured out that the stone kills people.
Well, it seems to kill everybody else. Sadly, I worked that one out too late.
With the Queen.
Yes.
And Rainbow Fury, by the looks of it.
They handled it afterwards. They were fine, but they definitely aged.
Why didn't the stone kill you?
Were you the first one to touch it?
I do not know.
Were you the first to touch the stone? Once the demon had been dealt with.
I touched the stone before the demon emerged.
So, it linked to you.
Possibly.
Have other paladins touched the stone?
I have not allowed anyone else to touch it. I have limited everything that will go near it. The only other individual was somebody else who happened to pick up a bag of holding, and as I was trying to transport it around, thinking it would be safe, I was mistaken.
So, from the looks of it, it seems the stone is either with you or with her, as she looks at the grave.
Interesting that you're still alive all these years later.
He still looks quite young. Like,
It's
early 20s.
it's probably the stone. Milk.
You mentioned that when you touched the stone, it bonded to you. Does that link still work, even if it's not in your possession?
I did not feel any bonding, and nor do I feel connected to it.
Milk.
But if I'm not touching it and somebody else does handle it, as far as I'm aware, the effects are the same.
It's likely he has all the queen's life in him.
And was the queen an immortal?
No, she was planning to pass, as far as I'm aware. That is why she was training students to take on her mantle after she left. I was trying to seek alternative methods to this.
Hmm.
What happened to your leg?
It was removed in an attack on the Queen's temple. Resting place. The original one.
The one that we went into.
Is that how the golem for the first golem got destroyed?
If one is destroyed, then I would assume so.
Huh. I managed to handle off the second golem by transforming into the queen myself.
I see.
I'm a doppelganger.
I suppose they wouldn't quite understand that she is dead. Still recognise her as an authority individual.
Hmm. Yes, I saved Alexandrite's life.
But as you are quite right, the stone is here.
Hmm.
Then why attempt to mislead us? Were you just trying to send us on a wild goose chase, hoping that we would die?
Milk. He's been protecting this all of his life. He wouldn't be so stupid as to trust the first people he meets looking for the stone.
I suppose it wasn't entirely deceptive. You said that we needed to gain knowledge, not necessarily find the stone.
Yes. Even if we found the stone, we still can't actually touch it.
You can see it if you really desire, but don't touch it. That's all I can say.
We're not idiots, unless we're speaking about Nightshine.
I think of you.
He will step over and a bag out of a small sort of pouch out of his robes, and he will place the stone on the rock next to him.
Lightning stares.
Alexander will detect evil.
On the stone, yes,
Yeah.
you will detect it.
That is very evil. Is it like just overly overly blinding evil, or just like how strong is the aura?
1 second.
Oh.
I clicked away from that too soon. I wanted to see that.
I'll redo it.
It basically looks like kryptonite.
Pretty.
No, actually. There you go.
If I'm still crazy, then will you?
Have you ever
still
had
come?
anyone evil touch the stone?
It's lightning.
I'm not evil. I'm not an evil person.
I would suggest your nightmare follower if they are actually evil.
Oh yes, of course I am. I must reflect the image of my goddess.
Wait,
I would
you're
not.
actually evil?
Of course. Can you not sense it?
I used to be completely evil, but thanks to the loving friendship of this here paladin, I've become a nice chaotic neutral. Making me go save him from getting his ear cut off.
Barry, I forgot to grab my info on the stone. Yes, I was a foolish person.
Well, riddle me this, Mr. Prism. Since the stone is with you, and you still maintain your youthful appearance, what exactly are you feeding off of?
I'm not aware I'm feeding off anything.
Well, you've been alive for so long, yet you still look so young. The stone is clearly feeding off of something. How is it that you're not dying while in possession of it?
He probably still charge up from the years of the other people that touched the stone.
Again, there's little I know about this item, as it's very hard to give somebody to study.
Speaking of that, Nightshine, you want to detect magic?
Detect magic
Do I
can be
have
very
to?
You have to. Just do it.
I mean,
Detect magic will not harm you. That has been attempted.
it's clearly magical.
It's either like transmutation or necromantic from my guess.
It's necromantic.
Hmm. I will detect magic as well.
You will get a strong necromantic.
Hmm.
And a knowledge
Can I-
arcana, if you want to follow up with that Nightshine, would very likely kind of.
Yeah. As lightning examines the aura, so
Alright.
trying to figure out its properties. So let's do this, Nightshine.
I'm gonna add my 1d6.
And I will do religion.
Nightshine.
Um,
18!
you need something more powerful than detect magic to understand its secrets.
We need read magic.
No. There's a particular spell to understand items like these.
Oh god, is it identify?
No.
Oh god,
Would
it's
it-
more powerful than identify.
Would it be a divine spell or an arcane spell?
It is an arcane one.
Unfortunately, it's out of my reach.
Ray of Enfeeblement.
Not likely.
Have I seen this?
Fireball?
Oh, come on.
Have I read any religious text about this stone?
There's no religious text in regards to this stone.
Okay.
Would the stone have been crafted by a demon before coming into this? Gain any information?
The only thing I know of about this is what I was able to pull from the ruminant books.
I'm back.
Okay.
So what I knew of the Heart of Everglow was apparently the jewel of the ruminant civilization. The small amount of information I could get from it was that it would be able to give life to those that were close to death, no matter their wounds, and it would also be able to grant the individual who holds it into their possession eternal life. The descriptions did describe the gem as heart-shaped and deep red in color.
But it's green here.
You are correct.
Is it an Alexandrite?
Was it red when you first found it, or was it always green?
As far as I'm aware, it was always green. I mean, this is translation from Ruminant, so it's possible that the translations were wrong.
Ah, or they were colorblind.
I mean, that's also possible.
Well, at least we know that the stone is in good hands. Or whose?
For now, it seems.
So have you just been simply hiding it here this entire time?
Well, I will be honest, I've had it on a bookshelf for quite some time and haven't thought about it since I've arrived here. Your mentioning of it spurred it back to thought.
I see.
The last people to attack me were, well, I never got the individual's name, and I'm pretty sure it was not his actual name, the one I did get.
Doom Rider?
Yeah.
He called himself Cloud Chaser, so
Oh, him! Was he in... I believe we've encountered someone called Cloud Chaser, haven't we?
Was
I
that
think.
the Griffin?
He was a Pegasi, red mane, yellow fur.
Yeah, we've encountered someone like that. I know we have.
Oh, he
Wasn't
changed
that
his
one of
name
the
to an
that was
edgy one.
Yes, he was with Doom Rider when we fought him the first time.
We've seen the heart of Everglow.
Doom Rider is dead, but Cloud Chaser is not.
If you're trying to remember people, you had Amethyst, who was with you, which was a unicorn.
Yeah.
He just described to you guys Doom Rider.
That's what I was thinking. Doom Rider.
Oh yeah, we've killed him. Cloud Chaser's dead. Oh, Doom Rider's dead then.
It seems that Cloud Chaser changed his name to Doom Rider, and we have killed him.
It's
Yes, dead,
edgy.
proper dead. I burned his head on a campfire.
Seems a little extreme.
Yeah.
He really pissed me off.
To be fair, that was our third encounter with him, I believe, and
Well, he acted under the guise of somebody who wanted to learn and know more, and I trusted him and showed him the Queen's tomb. And once he obviously got that information, he brought more to attack. He looks down at his missing. That is when I lost my leg in that battle.
Oh. Did he take it off with this? As she pulls out the rapier?
Rapiers are not for leg removal. I believe it was one of the many individuals who fought with him.
would you like us to get you a prosthetic?
I am fine. I have learned.
With enough training, I could regrow your leg back.
Steel.
Yes.
I understand that you're probably content with staying here as the Guardian. Right?
Currently, yes.
But you're the only one who can touch the stone and carry it.
There are people coming here to get it.
And there are people coming for you eventually, and they'll come in force, and
We
no
are
matter how
sorry
good a
for
fighter
that.
you are, and
I
even
have-
with your friend here,
I have means of quick escape if I require it. That's what you're right.
What if you came with us?
yes.
I cannot leave the Queen on.
You cannot leave? Why is that?
I will not leave the Queen unprotected.
Oh,
What if we had something to protect it while you were gone?
Like,
Well, I don't know if your friend here would do it.
They would if I. That is not a duty that they should be asked. I was the one who failed to protect her, and I should be the one who now protects her and ensures that her internal rest is not disturbed.
Okay.
Still, her rest will be disturbed if they come here for you.
And I have means of escaping with her.
Then you can bring her with you, can't you?
Not, I can move her resting place, but once it's been moved, it's difficult to then move it again. Not without more spells.
Well, those golems are still in her original resting place, and it's been discovered she's not there anymore. It seems like you probably could move her back. With a golem to still protect her should they even touch the tomb.
What defenses here protect the queen?
Well, you've passed through most of it, and the guise of that I am just a guardian more than it. The fact that I'm an unknown.
It didn't
Well,
deter
was in it.
us.
In fact, it led us to here.
In fact, it probably motivated us to keep going, to be fair.
But we are stupid.
Nightshine has a point.
Well, I'll have to find a new location to move her to.
Well, if
Exactly.
you're looking for a new location, why don't we travel together?
Hmm.
You know more about the stone than we do, and all about the ruminants, so...
And we
Be a
have
great aid.
potential access to an airship, allowing you easy places to look for a resting place if you need to.
Well, if you've got an airship, if you can get it.
It, like I said, we need the. She gets out, you know.
We need that part.
We need the flux planar recoil suspension drive, and the closest thing I can think of to finding one is currently in Villager Town's library, where there is an airship. So there's a high chance that it'd be there.
Then, if you retrieve it, come back here, then we can see about keeping her in the sky, out of harm's way.
All right.
Why
That
not in
seems
a
reasonable.
city?
I do not-
That would be a terrible idea. A fish would eat her.
No, he said
City.
city.
Wait, what?
He
Queen
said city,
said
not
city.
sea.
Oh, keep her in a city? That would draw way too much attention. People would flock to it.
It would be their respect for her.
That is a
Perhaps once the stone is neutralized, but we don't need to draw too much attention. I have a suggestion, Steele. Once we return with the airship, we do need to make our way to Clovenhaven. And there are many mountains up there and small villages that we're a very welcoming people, especially if you are kind and obey the law. It wouldn't be difficult for us to find a cave well within the mountain there to hide you and the queen in.
And build lots of traps in, I suppose, though. Aren't those really expensive?
The ones we saw, no, they were very rudimentary.
Yes, which means...
there's only so much books can teach.
And
Did a good job.
Perhaps one day when it's safe for the world to know about the queen's place, they could make pilgrimages.
And create a whole new kind of evil, looking to kidnap the queen to sell her body.
Which is why I plan to keep her out of the public eye.
It's completely reasonable.
Quick question. If we destroy the stone, what happens to you?
I do not know.
I mean, he'd probably die.
It is possible. If I should, then I expect If you bring about my demise, then I expect you to look after the Queen.
Looks at Alexander. I mean, you are wearing his armor, aren't you?
Yes, though I couldn't even manage to keep his sword safe.
Don't worry about the sword.
You are wearing an old set of armor, one of the first that I utilized.
Did you have a flaming sword?
I did at one point.
Yeah, Alexandrite has currently lost that sword. In Silver Dream, where we're not liked by the Thieves Guild there.
Some of us more than others.
Also, I'm pretty sure we now have a bounty on our heads due to Nightshine blowing up the docks.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Were there civilians harmed?
I don't think so.
I was like, the Holy Paladin doesn't need to know all our exploits.
I don't believe anyone was harmed except the people who deserved it.
So you don't know?
No.
I think there were only bad people in the place I threw the fireball.
Nightshine, you caused a fire. That was the gist of it.
I'm 95% sure I did the right thing.
Neither of us were expecting him to fire a fireball at the port, by the way.
But I expect you to open the Queen's tomb.
What?
You opened
Both seas.
you opened the Queen's tomb?
In
Well, I
her
suppose you
original...
did, given that you stated you dealt with the golem.
Yes, I had a spark of genius where I transformed into the queen. I opened the tomb because I thought the stone would be in there. I had no intention to do anything to the queen's body. In fact, I was still checking if the queen's body was there in case, anyone had taken it. And turns out someone had taken it, but it turns out it was you, so that's okay.
I will forgive you for that desecration, at least for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I didn't destroy the golem, so it's still there guarding her tomb.
Well, it seems as though our path has been laid out for us.
I can
Yeah.
say
Go and find the ship part, come back here to pick up steel, and carry on to Cloven.
Or Villager Town, or the Swamp, or Trottingham.
We can
If-
discuss that and make a decision later. But I believe it best that after we have the ship up and running, we go to find a safe
Well-
resting place.
Well,
Villager Town is relatively safe as well.
well, if you don't find the part you're looking for in the ship in Villager Town, I can only other ruminant ruin site. I believe there was a log of where they all were kept in the. Well, it sounds like you've already been into the retreat. There was a log kept somewhere in the retreat.
The retreat?
I think that's the dimension where we found the throne.
Oh, yes. Oh, Nightshine, don't tell me it was in that book you gave to Doom Rider. Thank God.
There were
Well-
a lot of books in that place.
There is something which at least documented where we had found all the ruins and stuff, or at least a report given to the Queen. Don't know if she did anything more with it. But the vague locations that I've told you where things are, try looking. But
Out of character,
Yeah, they
where
are.
was the ruins that we found the thing again? Like
The what?
the magical portal.
Oh,
The-
that was by the 3 stones, remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember where the 3 stones are.
You're on about the one that transported you to the retreat.
Yeah.
It was about a day's travel east from Villager Town. It was sort of nearish the coast.
Yeah.
Would the retreat be a safe place for the Queen's body?
Well, Doom Rider somehow found a way there.
Yes, but Doom Rider is now dead. If he was the only one who knew about it, other than us.
He wasn't the only one who knew about it.
I insist that Cloven Haven would be the safe place to hide the Queen's body as stone. This Doom Rider and we've never encountered. He doesn't know that, so he would not expect the Cloven.
Well, Doom Rider doesn't know
Rider's dead.
anything anymore.
Well, the demon that is now searching for the stone. If we take the Queen to Cloven Haven, there are many caves which can easily be hidden and even transported to other caves.
Yes, until that mountain is brung down with a mess of demon
As
army.
long as I can get a supply of food, then that's the main thing.
My parents are merchants. I can put you in contact with them. Food and water will not be.
There is also the Paladin Order in Gallopton Dam.
I would prefer to keep those involved limited.
Villager Town is a farming village, but I doubt you'd want to set up near the village itself.
Notice how no one suggested Nightshine Swamp.
No, we're not going to suggest the swamp to bury a body.
The sarcophagus would likely sink in the bogs anyway.
And besides, I don't think Nightshine has any intention of going back to see his parents, as much as we want to bring him back to them.
But our path is laid out before us.
Yes.
It's not straight to Clovenhaven, though, Milk.
Can you hold off any attacks while we search for the ruins, Tim?
One question, though. Have you tried to resurrect the queen with a spell?
I don't think that would be a good idea.
That was attempted, yes.
Even with a wish scroll?
True resurrection should have worked if it was going to.
Did she die of old age?
Potentially. But
If the stone took her life from her, then potentially she died of old age.
like I said, every means of resurrection failed.
So the stone is keeping her dead.
Or it is keeping her soul. It is an evil stone after all.
Hey,
Well,
stone, fuck you. No.
The soul gem.
Why don't we get some rest now, so that way we can head out early in the morning?
It's the soul gem, did you say?
It's Azura Star. Corrupted Azura Star. It's black.
Oh, it's green.
Yeah, this one is. Well, Steel, since we figured you out, might we stay inside in the shelter of your home?
You can. I mean, there's only one bed. The rest of you will have to sleep on the floor. Or
Lightning gets out her tent. Do you have 2 pillars?
I do not.
Damn.
I have only very limited reasons here.
Nah, that's fine. I don't suppose it'd be too much to ask if we could have an escort back to a ship to be safe from attacks in the night.
I can have my friend escort you back if you wish.
Thank you.
I will ask, can you go by the village and drop off a message? I have a friend who has helped kept up this illusion of a guardian.
Of course.
Sounds good. We can do that.
Would your friend happen to be a curious young girl?
No.
Okay, good.
If he's still
Is it the
alive,
Elder?
he'll be one of the oldest Pegasi there.
The Elder. Well, the Elder of Elders.
What is the message you wish to give him?
I will have to write it out for you. It is not.
Alright.
It is not yet put down on paper.
Hmm.
But if I'm
Oh.
to be attacked, then I best make him aware, and so that they may provide additional aid as well. Given that you've helped dispatch some of my extra protection.
And we are sorry.
Sorry about that.
Yes, we did disable most every trap we came across.
Yes, and you have killed the 2 owlbears as well.
And a demon.
Well, the demon
Demon.
is native. So.
Demons, I'm not so fussed about.
I mean, my outer character guesses there's like a rune well or something on this island.
But I will need to go and visit a nearby cave. I will take the stone with me, but you can utilize the home for the time being.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He
Now
will
you
be,
two say thank you to our host.
so,
Nightshine is gonna go follow Steel stealth now. Unless the unicorn like turns its back or something.
no,
Because she knows she's being watched.
the celestial unicorn will remain here with you as Steel will go off and towards the cave.
What's in that cave?
Are you asking him before he walks away?
Yeah.
He will turn around and tell you an owlbear cup.
Oh.
The generations carry on.
Oh. You know, I feel bad now. Thanks for that, Steel.
Milk Thistle goes up to the front door and slowly opens it to look inside.
Alexander will follow suit.
What you will find is a very simple cottage. It appears that most of the furniture or anything else like that is being made out of various bits of wood and excuse me, and various bits. Clearly, somebody's put together themselves. There are a number of books and various things like that. You will see 2 long swords on the wall that are very highly decorated, as well as just sort of a simple homely life type thing here.
All right, looks
Oh,
comfy.
look, some
Where-
swords, Alexander. Maybe you could ask.
I'm not going to steal his swords.
I said ask. Jesus. What do you think I am? Some sort of thief?
Good one.
And she just gives him the biggest shit-eating grin. And
Does the fireplace need to be stoked?
It's starting to die a little bit, so it would need a little bit of poking.
All right. Milk Thistle grabs the fire iron, pokes the logs until they get down to red coals.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, how much firewood's actually here?
There would be enough there for a few days.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
was
Milk
thinking
Thistle-
Alexander could have chopped some wood while he was here. Help out.
Milk Thistle puts more fresh wood on the fire on top of the bed of coals. And
Are you sure
he's
you
going to
should be
take out his
spraying
pot,
this?
fill it with water, and begin boiling water.
Are you sure you should be straining yourself, Milk? Aren't you still affected by that drain?
Oh, I took care of that earlier this morning during my...
I thought that was permanent drain. And
No,
if this-
That's what Nightshine has. That was permanent.
He's
Ah.
stupid.
Oh yeah,
Nightshine's
Nightshine.
the permanent stuff.
By the way, we are going to wait here for the other group and try to ambush them, right?
No,
No.
we're
They'll
going
be
to go
leaving.
get the airship, come back for steel, and we're going to go on a wonderful adventure, Nightshine, across the world to find the lost city of the Ruminant.
I think this is our one chance to get the upper hand on them. I think we should take it.
You want to stay here and wait for them to come to us in droves?
That could take months.
It'll
That
take
could take
months.
months. They have no clue where.
Yeah, they had a head start on us.
Oh
and-
wait. No, they do know where we are going and where we mean to be, because guess what we told the zebra?
A Zigger?
Whoa! Whoa!
How could
Man!
I knew you were evil, but this.
Well, what did you call the zebra
What?
then?
A zebra. We called him a zebra.
Oh. Was he a zebra?
Yes, he was a. We told the zebra where we were going.
Oh. You probably
Here.
shouldn't have done that.
I know.
But Duck kept opening her mouth.
And
Once
that's
You
Duck
who
the-
showed
starts
the
opening
map.
her mouth, you can't stop her. Well, at least we didn't show him the map. I never showed him the map.
But
He
once
gave
the,
you a note. What did he tell you that he had looked
Yeah,
at the map?
no. Yeah, he looked at the map, the asshole.
but once the
They
water
know
is
where the
boiling,
stone is. Yeah.
once the
Then-
water's boiling, Milk Thistle throws some different herbs than he used earlier in the day, and they start to give the room a nice, sweet, comforting smell.
Well, actually, if he only knows what's on the map, then he has.
No, he looked through all of the books as Lightning is reading the note he gave us. That piece of shit. I'm going to chop his head off when I find him.
Oh?
Yeah. He had a good stealth skill, and he was able to make. He was able to use.
But they were all in my bag.
Yeah, they were.
You mean he was looking in my bag and no one saw him?
Correct.
He had a good stealth skill, and
Son of a bitch.
You also let him be on watch a few.
Oh, we did, the little bastard. Why would we trust him?
I don't know.
to be fair, he
Lightning
wasn't-
never trusted him. He just didn't want to cause an argument in the party.
I mean, he was really sorry about what happened.
yeah, he wrote us that letter warning us, like, hey, these guys know what's going on. So he's
He
not
will
all
help when
bad.
he can. I'm sure he will, and he'll be eager to learn all the information we've gained in our travels. Hey, this unicorn over there. Would you trust anyone who looked through all your books of secret information once you learned that you looked through everything you were supposed to keep secret again?
We don't trust you.
What?
Amy.
No, I'm talking to that unicorn over there by the
Oh.
door.
Oh, the half celestial unicorn.
Yes.
I do not.
Wait, we call
I do
you.
not keep things in books.
But would you trust anyone if they learned all of your secrets without you explicitly, like, you say, "I don't trust you. I don't want you to learn my secret." Would you trust them if you were forced to deal with them again?
You mean,
I
like,
would find
we-
it difficult to do so.
Especially if they were working for the one person you're trying to destroy.
Again, I would find it difficult to trust them.
Exactly.
Milk Thistle gives Lightning Streak a cup.
Oh, thank you. She
Same.
sips at it.
I mean, to be fair, I don't believe the zebra had much choice, given his circumstances.
Oh no, he never did because Mommy had to protect him.
Here, Nightshine.
I gonna use prestidigitation to make it taste like vodka.
Oh my god, it's not alcoholic.
Oh,
Well, the wonderful lavender chamomile tea that Thistle gave you now tastes like vodka.
Thank
Here you
you,
are, Alexandre.
Alexandre will take it and drink it.
Honestly, do we have to? Do you really trust that zebra?
yes?
If it was all bad, he wouldn't have warned us about the others.
I suppose not, but he looked through all of my books. I aim to punish him thoroughly.
No.
Well, if that thing that haunted our nightmares told you to look through books, would you?
No!
Oh, have you been having nightmares?
No, not anymore.
Tell me about them, please.
I was in the
Well-
desert. It was him staring down at us with his white, soulless eyes.
Well, we also weren't under the threat of "we'll kill everyone you love if you don't do this."
That's also true. But he hasn't taken the deal himself yet, from what I know.
His mom has, and I think his actions will reflect badly on her.
Are you guys giving any more details to Milk Thistle in regards to your dream? Because I still have the text for that if you're going to share it in detail.
Yeah.
Sure, we
like,
can probably do that.
Yeah,
Alexandra,
lightning. Oh.
well, we can both give
Yeah.
our. We're just
We
talking over
finish
each other.
Yeah, we just finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
Like a
how
cute couple.
I'm going to send you the message over Discord. I've sent it to you. What I sent to Lightning. That should be okay, and that will give you a gist of what they describe.
What would be a
Alright.
fitting punishment?
And-
Oh, you know how they remove dogs' testicles? That
Castrated.
might be a fitting. Yes. We can castrate him.
Still returns with a
Talking
rather, with a rather aggressive owlbear cub.
Oh,
He looks a little bit haggard, and he looks to you. I don't suppose one of you happens to be a druid or a ranger?
No.
Okay.
unfortunately, no. I'm not the most experienced. Oh,
No.
would have been good with animals.
I'm pretty good with animals. I can help.
Also, you're going to make us look at this owlbear cub and remind us of how we murdered its parents? Really? How could you?
Well, I have a book on looking after owlbears.
How's a 25 and handle animal?
Sadly, it's not trained, so it doesn't do much.
Oh.
So it probably more attacks you and bites your leg.
Well, I'm wearing armor.
I'm sure Nightshine will make a good scratching post. Just leave it on him. Lightning sips her teeth.
Milk Thistle has a parchment open, and he pulls out that is black with gold outlines, and in the center of the book, the pendant hanging around his neck. It's a horseshoe, or it's a horse's hoof wrapped in barbed wire. And he's comparing notes within the book itself, as well as.
Are you going to be talking to the nightmare about this?
If she chooses to visit me, I will certainly share all of this information with her. I can speak to her, but I don't always have her full attention. She commands my attention, not the other way around.
Well, I suppose if Kara visits me, I'll try my best to get her to not turn me into a bug.
Well, the gods work in mysterious ways and communicate messages as such.
Kara has communicated she's not happy with me.
Then I would be concerned.
Oh, I am. Oh, I definitely am.
We've been trying to have her convert religions.
That will probably anger Kara at least more greatly, given that you are a doppel yourself.
I'm not interested at the moment of changing religions.
These eyes
At
that you saw,
the moment, I'm not interested.
these eyes that you saw that shook you to your core, what did they look like?
Completely white.
You guys should still have the images in your chat log, so use that as a
I was
friction
looking
point.
for that.
Yeah,
Don't share
they
the
were
picture.
just blank.
You can't share you can't share the picture, but you can describe it
Yeah.
as best.
They were completely blank, no pupil, nothing. Just
Deadlights.
staring. Hang on, where is the picture? Steel Prism.
There you are.
Ah, those are those desert maps you sent me.
Yeah, it was like looking into white orbs surrounded by darkness.
They were kind of like a full moon.
I didn't want to use
But-
the moon metaphor with the nightmare worshipper.
They were like a full moon in a sky with no stars and completely black.
Given the description of the way you woke up, surrounded by nightmarish purple clouds, red streaking the sky, and comparing her eyes to full moons, this is very similar to how the nightmare approaches those she wishes to.
Are you sure?
Absolutely, I've seen her myself. She is a very powerful, intimidating presence. It's not uncommon for those to be within just a fraction of her power to feel the effects for days.
I don't suppose the nightmare has allied with this creature, have you?
Let me quickly do a religion check to see if this sounds nightmarish.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really know too much about the nightmare, given that obviously you're a Queen follower. But given that you've just spoken to a nightmare follower, I mean, you can only go on really what they're saying. So you know it's more nightmarish rather than with Moon Princess. It tends to be more nicer dream. So there's a potential that it could well be.
There is a chance that it could be the nightmare, but she didn't give us any message or anything like that.
Oh, what a glorious chance that would be. Feeling your stomach twisted up, all of the energy drained from your body, and you just collapse before her sheer power. It's amazing.
What? What? What is wrong with you?
I admire my Queen of the Night. What can I say? And I am envious of those.
I mean, Kara just sort of is just pretty lewd, to be fair.
Well, still goes. You should hear two Blaze clerics talking to each other.
It's very
Blaze
lewd.
It is?
Let me
They
try.
they all have their unique ways of putting things.
I mean, the last time I talked to someone else who worshipped Kara, they kissed me.
When was this?
Like, they proper made out with me. It was quite intense. I'm not willing to say. I don't want to piss off Kara any more than I already have, Alex.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. I was. Do you happen to have a cold shower?
What?
I was making a joke. You're
I
hot.
mean, would you like to go find a shower to have together, Alexander? Are there any waterfalls near the area?
I'm afraid Steel does not have a shower.
You don't have any waterfalls?
Stinky.
Poopy.
Oh god, don't. No.
Milk Thistle brings a cup of fresh tea to Steel. Have a sip. It'll help calm your nerves.
He laughs.
I don't think any nerves can be truly calmed.
Milk pours a cup for himself, takes about half of a sip, and then pours the rest of the container of the pot into it. Just enough for everyone. Good. He takes the pot off, creates water, rinses it out, and carries the pot over to the door, pours it just outside, and comes back in.
Oh, aren't you efficient at cooking?
You are so useful. I would have to use up my spell slots to do that.
Just a small bit of nourishment so that we rest easily tonight.
Well, I guess I do like tea, and I suppose you wouldn't have to worry about taking watch now that we're inside a safe house.
I would still
Unless
like to
demons
be.
do attack your house.
I would still like to be woken up just before midnight.
Fine, I'll wake you up before midnight.
Steel goes, I do not plan to sleep for the night.
You don't?
Well, I do have a number of strangers in my home.
Well, sure.
It would be foolish of me to sleep.
I suppose that's fair. I mean, do you have anything to deal with the sleep deprivation then?
I do.
I'll be up too, just in case,
He's a
and to
paladin.
wake
He
up.
can do what I do.
Milk Thistle finds a nice open spot on the floor, puts his sleeping bag down, and he says, Steel, when I wake up, I'll be sure to take my side, that way not to disturb anyone.
Understood.
Yeah, Milk Thistle
Alexandra.
I also will be doing my own obedience first thing in the morning as well.
Alexandra, you have ways of dealing with sleep deprivation, right?
I do.
Cool. Then, are you able to cast that on me if I were to stay up all night?
Yes.
Why not lie down and get some sleep? We can watch over each other.
No, it's fine. I'll stay up all night.
If he's got remove fatigue from Leon Hooves, that will only remove fatigue for an hour.
Really?
Yes.
Out of character, I thought it removed the entire effect, not for a short time.
I thought so too.
I could be wrong. I thought it was only for an hour.
That doesn't make much sense.
I might be remembering it from a different rule.
Because, like, remove paralysis, remove disease, if you get...
You can't remove it for an hour.
Yeah, those ones you have to make a sleep throw to remove it successfully.
Huh.
Yeah, have a quick scroll down. Fatigue. Oh no, it just says target is no longer fatigued. So yeah, so it is. Oh no, wait. Here we go. Whenever a paladin uses their own hands to heal damage from a target, the target receives additional effects of all the mercies possible by the paladin. Mercy can remove a condition caused by curse, disease, or poison without occurring the variations. Such conditions return after 1 hour unless the actually removes the affection that caused the condition. Okay.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it can't remove your sleep deprivation, so it will return after an hour.
Yeah.
Fine, then I'll just go sleep.
Yeah, best we all get some sleep tonight because we have a long journey back to the village and even further tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Milk Thistle lays his head down after finishing off his tea and goes to sleep.
Lightning sleeps on top of Alexandrite.
I like it's on top of, not like beside or anything like that.
And they're just sort of like laying over him, like a puppy lays on your leg, lays over your legs.
Lightning's massive girth and weight crinkling the steel beneath him,
No.
making it difficult
She
for
lays
Alexandrite
next to
breathe.
him.
What is Lightning's body type?
Lightning, she's a Pegasus.
But I mean,
Yeah,
is she
but,
is she slender, tall, short?
Yeah,
Is
she
it
is
thick?
slender. She's quite slender. In her current form.
I was gonna say you could just have like a wing wrapped around Alexandrite.
Yeah, she just wraps a wing around him. I'm trying to be lovey-dovey and all that. Just
Pichu.
accept it, Alexandrite.
It's appreciated.
Let,
Alexandrite says as he kisses her.
let me help you.
Oh god, no. Do not stick your horn up my ass.
Why would I do that?
Oh my god.
I don't know what you and Duck have been doing. Well, I do know what you and
Yeah,
Duck
I was
have been
gonna say
doing.
we hear it every night.
I don't know what I do. I just hug her.
I'm sure you do.
Didn't we already go through the process of the birds and the bees?
Don't remind me.
They went through it many times, enough to get Duck pregnant. But not with Knight's child.
You.
You can try. I have more experience with a weapon.
That's old, huh?
Oh, you don't know how old I am. Right.
So Still will basically read a book for most of the year. If anyone does try and stay awake or check on him, that's basically what he's doing.
Lightning will also be reading books until she has to wake up Milk Thistle.
Oh, you actually staying awake then?
She'll stay awake till midnight to wake up Milk.
Alright. Do you have a method of keeping track of time?
She'll just look outside at the moon, see how high it is.
She did wake him up last night,
True.
and I know
Yeah.
I know we had a canopy, so it was difficult to see the moon. But if she could read it from where it was positioned last night, that would be close.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Still will watch you as you look around, look outside, that sort of thing. But you will wake him up. Probably
She uses
but fairly close, or at least around the time.
around fairly close to midnight. Milk will hear a loud whistling noise in his ears as Lightning casts Prestidigitation.
And do I need to make a perception check for that, or do I pop?
Technically speaking, you should make a perception test, but you
I
can
think
wake
it's
up.
DC 0.
Yeah, the DC is 0.
Oh well, if I take a 10 on a perception check, it'll still be a 14.
14, cool. Then
Okay.
that'll be fine. You do take -10 when you're unconscious, but that'll be fine.
All right, so yeah. Milk Thistle pops awake and looks around to see who is next to him.
You just see Lightning looking out the window.
The Milk Thistle just shakes his head, stretches, carries his book with him, and walks outside, leaving him. Walks past our unicorn friend who speaks in a very strange neighing language that he doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't know Sylvan?
No, he doesn't. He speaks common and infernal.
Ah.
The Milk Thistle is going to walk up to the sarcophagus. He's going to make a perception check to see if there's anything in the woods that might attack him.
There does not appear to be anything in the woods that will attack you.
All right.
Other than maybe giant half-slushed unicorn behind you.
That's spying on you.
Well, if he's going to stay close, that's fine. He can be close and witness the glorious ritual and participate even if he wishes. So Milk Thistle opens up his book and paces back and forth just outside the edge of the lights from the windows on the inside. And he begins singing his song as he spends the next hour singing, pacing, and even dancing a little bit, calling out to the nightmare, Mitternacht. And once that hour is done, he'll return back inside if nothing else happens.
Unicorns are wonderful.
Are you still watching him out the window?
Yes, Lightning is still watching out the window.
It still goes. Well, at least they have interesting rituals. Excuse me, Cat. They do have very interesting rituals. I wouldn't recommend looking out the window.
Wait, what?
Well, have you ever witnessed what followers of the Sun Queen do?
What do they do? I think they strip down naked in the sunlight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen what followers of Kara do?
They strip down naked at an orphanage and flash the children.
No, I think actually, I'm trying to remember what they actually do. Can't remember.
Let me check.
Hang on, I will check too, because I don't know myself.
But once done,
I just assume it's kinky.
Milk Thistle lies back down on his sleeping bag and goes back to sleep in the morning.
Kara ritual.
It would be the Hive Queen.
Oh my. Whoa. Hang on, what? Yeah, the Hive Queen. Sorry, I just thought someone made like a Ponyfinder thing for Fatal. As a Google result, and I'm like, what? Fatal? Hive Queen. Ritual.
You just have to have insects crawl over you, basically.
Yes, we get into a pit full of bugs and have them crawl all over our naked bodies.
I mean, if you're into that.
I'm not. I hate bugs.
Clearly you are.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't know if Alexandrite strips naked in the sunlight, but I don't get into pits full of bugs. I hate bugs.
Only those who are very devout followers tend to do. But first thing in the morning, still we'll head outside, and at the sun's first rising, we'll stand outside naked for an hour.
You know what? I probably should. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a shot. As Squawk Lightning walks outside.
See, Lightning is not actually in love with Alexander. Cannot help herself. She is aroused by paladins. It's the uniform.
Okay. Lightning walks into the forest, I guess, and calls out for Kara. I don't really do chanting. Lightning just starts. Yeah, she just calls out to Kara. And
so you lay on the floor and spread your arm out, are you?
Yeah, and I guess do the song. I'm not singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she starts singing for an hour, I guess.
Well, since everyone else is doing it, I might as well do the Sun Queen one too.
Ritual!
Even though I don't actually have the feat, so.
well, it is something what followers can do. Only normally really devout ones, but you can partake. Nothing stops you, even if you don't get any benefit.
Are there
Yeah,
bugs
that'll
crawling
do it
over?
for RP.
Oh god, are bugs crawling over her now?
You will have it will take a little bit, but you will start getting insects. But they will not. It doesn't cause a lot of, but they definitely will bite and sting you a little.
She continues to sing while trying not to focus on the pain.
You can still tell that she's probably a little bit still displeased with
Hold on, I got an image I need to find now.
It's like, oh god. And I'm guessing as soon as she's done, the bugs go away.
No.
Oh.
After you've done, they definitely continue biting. You take 1 point of damage for this over the hour. You do know that you really shouldn't heal that point.
I shouldn't heal the point of damage?
Yeah, you get the sensation that you shouldn't heal this.
Okay, I can deal. She just sort of gets up, puts her clothes back on and the sleeves. She just walks back to the others, shakes some spiders out of her hair.
My other character, Orion, would be in love with you, right?
Orion?
Yeah. He's my alchemist. He loves to vomit up swarms.
Oh. She just looks at Steel and Alexandrite. What?
What happened to you?
Oh, I just thought, hey, maybe I can do a little ritual myself to maybe get Kara to forgive me. So, I walked into the forest, stripped down, and did the ritual,
Oof.
If your god is displeased with you, it often takes more than just a single act of faith.
Well, I have a feeling that what I'm doing is on the right track. Don't heal me, Alexandrite. Don't.
Milkfistle takes a quick look around the cottage. Is there a broom inside?
Yes, there will be a after the hour. Steel will put back on his clothing. And,
Oh, they were both still naked?
well, Steel was. I mean, I don't know about Alexandrite.
Oh, let's say yeah.
Oh, you're both. Oh, for God's sake, fine.
Well, it is the ritual.
It is. It's a show of purity in front of the gods, or at least that's one way of looking at it. The Moon Princess is walking naked into a pool of water at midnight.
Well, you guys got it easy. She just brushes like a scorpion out of her wing.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
While Steel is outside, I'm gonna see if I can find alcohol inside his house.
Roll perception.
Let's see if the
Help
pious.
me here.
Let's see if the pious
Thanks.
paladin has any alcohol.
I'm afraid you don't find any alcohol.
You rolled a 2.
Don't worry, Nightshine. There's a cup of tea right here for you.
Actually, he rolled a 4. It's just his perception sucks.
Good thing it wasn't his intelligence, otherwise he wouldn't even be able to cast spells.
No.
God, we
Yes,
definitely bring you back to your parents then.
Yeah, it was like, okay, this character's dead to us.
It's like, you can't cast Fireball anymore.
Bender will put his clothes back on now that lightning's here.
Oh, Alexandra, you don't have to be so modest around me.
Don't worry, Nightshine. As soon as I get stronger, I'll be sure to fix that feeble mind of yours.
Aw.
Still say to you, Alexandra, it is uncomfortable the first few times you do it, but you soon get used to it. Seek out priests at dawn. You will often find that they will do it in a more secluded garden around a temple or church.
I mean, this place is secluded.
It is, but you have other ponies walking out of the woodland at the middle of your prey.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Sure.
it can leave some paladins nervous or nervous or embarrassed at their nakedness.
Oh man, imagine if Nightshine or Milk walked out while you two were just standing here naked.
Nightshine, watch your hooves.
I watch my hooves.
Ah,
He taps you with the broom.
I just realized I'm the only girl in a massive sausage party.
Yeah, we no longer duck to balance things out.
I don't know if she really balanced things out, to be fair.
Anyway,
Milk Thistle gently pushes you away with the broom. Careful not to step in the dust piles.
I see.
Still goes. When you're ready to leave, I will have that note.
Alright.
I
I'm
think
guessing
we're
that's
just about ready.
also steel. Hippie
Yes.
Mikey.
Now it's time for Ember to go.
Yeah, my Fred again.
No, that's
Y'all
fine.
hear, y'all hear
Yeah.
the door open, and out comes this huge plume of dust. Just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
What the hell?
Some of it gets on steel, and just a little bit of Alexandrite.
As the lightning steps back. You dusted it onto those two.
Still, you haven't swept your floor in months. I know you live in the woods. Try to keep things clean. Keeps bugs out of your cottage.
As lightning just flicks a spider towards it.
Milk Thistle puts the broom back and begins gathering up his folded as well as his pot. He comes out with a steaming pot and holds cups out for everybody. It's like breakfast.
Thank you.
Oh, food. I like
So
food.
happily
Oh.
take them. And we'll thank you for your tea, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Soup.
Steel,
And
if it's not too much trouble, do you think we could spar, perhaps?
You want?
I don't have any training weapons, I'm afraid.
Well, you got plenty of long swords in your house.
True, but
Oh yeah, Alexandra.
You have
they
a
are not training
broom.
weapons. They are definitely designed to kill.
Alexandra, you're missing a sword, aren't you?
Mm. Yes.
It wouldn't be too much to ask, would it? Smiles at Steel.
I'd rather not ask the paladin who's defending the gem to give up his weapons for my sake.
It's just one.
I think he uses 2 to fight.
I can cope a single.
Oh, you only have 2?
I have 2 on me, or at least 2 I've kept from back when I was more amongst the Empire. There were others, but those are the 2 that I've kept from those times.
And I guess none of them catch on fire?
No. One of them is a cold iron blade, useful against those who are of pony kind nature, and the other one is an adamantine holy longsword.
Whoa! That would be perfect for no. Alexandrite, why don't you have something like that?
Because adamantine is expensive.
Yes, and as you like to point out, I'm not very good with money.
The longswords, what he does have, are very. You can easily tell just by looking at them they are Steel's weapons. When I find the image again, I can give you a description. There we go. Actually, I'll be lazy, and I will show you a picture of it on the wall, and you can see them.
Oh, we got a picture of her.
Yes.
All right, so all I have to
Which
do
means they're important.
All right, I'll remember this when I become an anti-paladin and have to kill Steel.
Whoa.
Well, that would be blasphemous talk even from you, wouldn't it?
That was an out-of-character joke.
Well, you said that in your character voice.
Yeah.
My character voice just happens to sound a lot like Alexandrite's voice.
That sounds like a convenient excuse to me.
But yeah, Steel, if Alexandrite were to be so... well, would you be willing to part with one of your swords if we were to ask for one?
Perhaps when we have moved the Queen to safety. But
The adamantine one or the cold iron one?
Depends which one you feel will be necessary. For now, I will keep hold of them just in case.
That makes sense. Let's go get an airship, boys! As she slaps Alexandrite's rump.
Milk Thistle is packed up and just waiting patiently.
I'll have my friend who will lead you through a path that won't have any traps.
Thank you.
Huh.
So, pretty much the exact same way we came.
Yeah, because you've set them all off, haven't you?
I don't think we set all of them off. I thought we re-abled some of them.
Did we?
I think you did ensure that most of them wouldn't go on. Oh, at least the ones in close proximity.
I thought at the beginning we wanted to make sure that no one followed us through, so... Anyway,
I mean, some of them we couldn't, so...
So, Steel, do you have the letter or the message you wish for us to deliver?
Yes.
I'll deliver it. I'll be fast about it.
He will hand over basically a folded piece of paper, basically. It is in your notes. It should just say Steel note. And I'm putting it
Yeah.
in your handout folder.
Lightning will peek at it.
Oh, I didn't actually set it so you guys can see it. So,
Yeah.
Lightning peeks at it as she takes it.
oh yeah, okay.
This message will self-destruct in 3 seconds.
Today I prepared explosive runes.
Oh, that is a fun trap.
Not.
But if you do peek at it when you leave, you can read.
All right, team. Shall we be going?
Yep, let's get going. Lightning folds up the note again, puts it in her bag.
Well, I assume you probably read it a little bit further away where Steel is.
Yeah.
You read it right next to him.
Opening other people's mail is generally considered rude.
Maybe we should let Alex
Milk,
handle
I'm
the
a
mail.
thief. Do you honestly think I care about whether or not it's rude?
Would you do it right in front of him? Is the question.
No.
Yeah.
He'll heat up a knife, scrape it underneath the wax seal so that it doesn't burn, and then he'll hold a candle underneath the wax, melt, and fix it back to the parchment.
Are you... Is that after Lightning's read it?
Well, yeah, of course.
I don't even think it was sealed.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't sealed or anything. It was just folded.
It's just a folded piece of paper. You've made it hard for an old man now to open it.
It's a wax seal. You snap it in half and open up the parchment.
It wasn't
folded.
sealed though.
It's
Well,
not even sealed.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not sealed. It's okay.
It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, he hasn't got fancy stuff, or at least not anymore.
All right. Well, if we're ready to go, we can leave.
Your donkey and your dog will follow you, unless you plan to leave any from behind.
No.
Oh, we could leave the dog here because I.
Lightning pets the dog. I mean, Milk could ride the dog. It's small enough.
Milk is not going to ride the dog.
I was about to say they're both medium creatures. He could.
Oh.
I could probably stand on the dog, but I'm not going to ride.
Lightning pets the dog.
Be appreciative of it.
Like he can mount the dog, but just not in the way you expect.
I'm not into that.
All right.
He is
Damn
the
it,
goat.
if only Opal or Duck was here.
So
All of our
you guys,
females have left.
All right, let's focus.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys begin to. Ember, did you say you need to get off my room then?
Yep, it's my game.
Okay, so we will pause here for the day before the next little thing occurs. But something will happen as you are leaving,
Oh.
and you have you get to look forward to that next session.
Oh god.
Yay!
Do we have a hint as to what happens?
It will be as you're approaching the clearing with the dead owlbear. You will encounter.
Oh boy, here we go.
You broke up really bad as we approached the clearing with
We're
the
going to
bed.
encounter something.
Okay.
Can we get a sneak peek or a cliffhanger?
It looks to be a deer.
Oh no.
At least it's not a pink-haired feminist holding up a sign.
That would be horrible.
We are not powerful enough to stand against it.
No, the fact that you've mentioned the deer makes me panic. That you had to mention the deer.
They are walking on their hind hooves, dragging a bastard sword along the.
Wait, is it a... What?
That's
Wait,
what I will
so it's a
give you.
deer like us and not like a normal deer.
It doesn't appear demonic.
But it's bipedal.
It's a ruminant.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it looks like it's more design. It looks like it should be quadruped, but it's walking biped.
So it's like a wild deer, just a normal ass deer. It's just walking with a broadsword in its mouth.
No, it's in its hooves.
Yes.
It is walking on two. It's walking on like a human.
It's walking on sunshine.
Whoa.
Uh,
But does it kind of feel good? That's the
I have a
question.
feeling it's not.
I was gonna say,
Halo.
how do you know the Sun Queen's prayers?
Well, I mean, I studied religion a little bit, not
Anyway, I need to take a piss. So
Right. Well,
Goodbye.
I hope you guys have fun.
Also, which of those swords is the adamantine and the cold iron one?
Oh, let me have a look at them again. Where's the image? There you go, it's on here.
walking on
There we go.
sunshine. Well,
The cold iron one is the one on the right, and the adamantine is the one on the left.
Yeah, I had a feeling that one was the adamantine.
yeah, I was gonna say cold iron is kind of darker, I believe. Like, nice.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna head into the other chat. Goodbye.
Alright,
Hey, everybody.
and hope you had fun, guys.
Yeah.
Even though it was
this one
role
was
playing,
nice.
it was good.
Question though,
Yes.
are we only gaining XP from combat, or make good diplomacy rolls and discover things within the world to?
You will gain stuff during this discovery and stuff like that. After this encounter, I will give you XP for the encounter and what's just happened as well.
Outstanding. I think I should get 20 XP every single time I brew tea for you.
It's charity XP, so I agree with this.
All right, 20 XPs. Wait, no, you don't.